Hello, I am HQ of HQ Reacts. If you have made it this far and you're not subscribed, please hit the like button and subscribe and share. If you find me on other social media platforms, please follow me. And you might find me on TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, or YouTube. Hey, everybody. This morning I am on line, but I'm on behind a screen because I am getting my hair done at the same time. So therefore, I won't be on screen, but I am coming to you with a wife code with HQ. I am HQ. Now, the title is We Are All in a Transactional Relationship. Now, why are relationships, or why do I consider relationships transactional? I mean, they appear transactional because they involve an exchange of value that people have, whether it's emotional, physical, social, sometimes practical, whatever. But not all exchanges in transactions are unhealthy or cold. And a lot of people think that way. Transactions, some people believe, oh, money for sex or this, that, and the third. That normally is not how that works, right? It's normally never how it works in a regular relationship. Okay. People are wired for the reciprocity of things. When we give something time, effort, we typically expect something in return, right? It's not always material, it's not always sex, it's not always money. Most of the time, it's affection and loyalty or respect or something along those lines, right? It's not bad. It's not bad. It's really how you how it's really how we build the trust and we build new relationships. It's not bad. Transactional things, it often helps to define boundaries too. If one person is always giving and the other person always takes, you start to hate people or you start to resent another person. Healthy relationships involve the give and take. There's nothing wrong with that. And the transactional, quote unquote, is primarily considered fair, right? But modern society, especially in our culture, people think transaction is a bad thing. But it's always reinforced. This is always reinforced. Value, worth, return on investment. That mindset is how people approach dating, marriage, and even friendships. What can you give me in return? Problem is, most of us or some of us use that behavior, transactional behavior or events to protect themselves. If I give you this, then you got to give me that because then I don't feel like I'm giving you too much. It involves them trying to protect themselves from an emotional risk or involvement. If you know what you're giving and getting money for sex, you might feel more in control. People feel more in control when they feel like I'm paying for this, so you're giving me that. And that makes relationships harder if you feel like you got to give me something for this. Not all relationships are transaction. Not all of those are. I guess you may be different in some way. I guess if you're religious or something like that, maybe, I don't know. Deep, healthier relationships, I guess, often it's not even a matter of exchange in a transaction. It's built on trust, history, empathy, sympathy, unconditional love and support, that kind of thing. But even though some of the form of balance is usually present. So I say love is not transactional, but relationships are. because nobody falls in love and expects that same thing in return. People don't fall in love and say, you got to love me back. People do say, if I give you the money, then you got to give me the snatch, or you got to give me the box. So therefore, relationships, I believe, are transactional. It's the love that is not transactional. Okay. To its core, I don't think it's transactional, at least not in the purest sense or the unconditional sense, right? Real love is mostly unconditional, especially at the moment the person falls in love with somebody. I guess it's a very vulnerable space. People are open-hearted experience. I've seen that a couple times. It doesn't come with a receipt or a demand or anything like that. It just is what it is. I love purely for the joy of loving. You don't fall in love because you expect the exact same thing back. You do it because something in you connects, gives, hopes, dreams that this person feels the same way. Okay. But there's caveats to it, I guess, or nuances to it, I guess. Okay. It might not be transactional. Love might not be transactional, right? But staying in a relationship often involves some level of mutual exchange. It's got to be emotional support, communication, trust. This is where things start to feel transactional, I guess, even if there's love behind it. Here's my list. Okay, things we each bring to the table. Men bring protection, money, leadership, companionship. A woman brings sexual access, companionship, respect, children. Okay. Those are my four. I'm going to stick to it. Those are the 4 things we exchange between a man and a woman if we're going to be in a relationship. It's transactional. Of course, it's transactional. That being said, unreciprocated love exists. People do fall in love without being loved back. That's proof that love itself isn't transactional, right? You don't fall in love because you expect something back. Over time, if that love stays one-sided, it can become painful and it might die, wither on itself, and people might pull back to protect themselves, I guess, which feels like a transaction closing or something coming to an end. Okay. So people fall in love without being loved back, which makes love not transactional. To me, anyway. I mean, it's the way I look at it. I don't know. Expecting respect, honesty, or at least the effort. At least the effort in returning isn't about who can get one up on another person. It's about emotional safety. That's different from being transactional or somebody gaining something. So yeah, love is not transactional, I don't think. But some people turned it into a transaction because they're afraid, hurt. If I give you this, then you got to give me that. Or they just don't know how to love freely. Okay. You just don't know how to love someone freely. I can't help you to don't know how to love somebody freely. What do people bring to the table in relationship? What do they mean when people bring things to the table? What value do you offer in a relationship? Emotional, mental, physical, or practical? Which one, right? I'm not on camera, guys, because I'm getting my hair done, okay? I'm getting my hair done. So I'm not on camera, okay? But I'm giving a wife thing anyway. So people are always saying, what do you bring to the table? Okay. I believe it's a way of asking what strengths or qualities do you contribute in this relationship? What can you give me that I don't get somewhere else? How do you support your partner in relationship overall? Y'all hit the like button. Hit the like button, guys. I need you guys to hit the like button, okay? Examples of things someone might bring to the table. Emotional support. I said that. What did I say? Let me see. Companionship, emotional support, stability, financial. Men bring the money, loyalty, companionship, children, that kind of thing. Shared values or goals. We bring this in. Life skills, all kinds of things. Organization, good communication, nurturing. Okay. All these things can be positive and negative. We both bring things to the table. I hate when people say, "What do you bring to the table?" We both bring something. Men bring protection, money, leadership, and companionship. Women bring access to sex, companionship, respect, and children. All of those things out of one particular person. And the only reason why someone would feel as though they're getting the short end of the stick is that they think their particular portion of what they need to contribute is more important than the other person's. And I believe men feel that way. Oh, okay, I bring money, I should have a lot of value. No, that's not how it works in a relationship. Okay, it's not how that works. So we ask ourselves, what do we bring to the table? What do men bring? Let's break it down. What do men bring that isn't transactional? We're not talking about the money. What do you bring as a man that's not transactional, though? See? And I have to say this I mean, it's an important question. Okay, if you strip away the transactional thing, the money status, sex for women, chores, cooking, eating, cleaning, all that stuff, right? Men bring their strength, their presence, their grounded, calming, emotional presence, being there, listening without trying to fix, holding space. Those things are not trades. That's love showing up without judgment. That's love showing up without judgment, just being there, presence. Protection. He brings protection. Emotional protection, not just the physical. I already gave you all a list of things that are protection, that's considered protection, but it's not a physical protection. Men bring protection, not in a macho way, not in a He-Man, woman hater way, but in the sense of having your back, a woman's back, depending on the dignity in which you live and how you present yourself, shielding your peace, honoring that you're a vulnerable, emotional creature. Okay. These are things that men bring. Also, men can bring somebody that supports your dreams, supports the things that you want to do, who you want to be, what you want to become. That's a powerful thing that a man can bring to a woman. He can build her up or he can tear her down. That's an act. Those are acts of love that he brings to the table. Men are powerful beings. Okay. He can bring joy into her life, laughter, love, teasing, comfort. It's just being there, being that strong presence, support, companionship, emotional intimacy. When a man opens himself up to you, not because he's trying to get something, trying to get sex, but because he wants to be known and wants you to know him, that's not transactional. That's a connection. That's real love right there. And people feel like men only offer sex or transactional things. A lot of men are socialized to see their value as what they do or provide or bring, not in who they are. That leads to the give and take and the feeling of everything being transactional. But underneath that, men they wanna love deeply and be loved deeply without conditions too. They just haven't been shown the way how do I want her to show up. I mean, we all have these cookie cutter ways we hear on the internet about how a man shows up. We show up in different ways. We want things differently, right? What does a woman bring to the table? What does a woman bring to the relationship? Okay. It's also not transactional when it's also not clearly transactional. Women bring a lot to relationships that comes from her just being in her presence and not necessarily bargaining to be in his life. She brings empathy, emotional nuances. Women bring an emotional intelligence to a relationship, feeling what's going on beneath the surface. Can I help to fix when knowing when something is off, offering to care before it's even asked, doing things before they're even asked. That's not a strategy. That's empathy, sympathy, that's presence that she brings. She nurtures too. That isn't conditional. Real nurturing isn't I'm doing this for you so you can do something for me. It's I see you, I care about you because you matter to me. Whether it's emotional, spiritual, whatever, it's often given out of love and not obligation. Nurturing. She inspires. Women bring encouragement and passion, vision, fire. Not because they want something in return, it's because that's who they are, because they want to see their partner shine. I want to see you shine. And to see you shine means I shine. That kind of belief can pull fire out of a man, pull greatness out of a man. She holds a space. Women often bring safety. She creates an emotional safe space for that man where softness, his fear, his vulnerability are welcome, not to control. A real woman doesn't ask you to bring softness, fear, your vulnerability to her to control it. She invites you to bring it because she wants to hold it carefully and nurture it and guard it and safe keep it. That energy is priceless when you get it from a woman. I mean, it's most of us human beings want that, and that's not transactional. I don't care how people slice that. And a woman also brings when she loves somebody or she's doing something from the good. It's a selfless thing. I recall having this conversation last night. Someone was saying women are inherently selfish. That is not anywhere near true. I just let men say it. I just let them say women are selfish because you don't know a real woman if that is what you encounter, because I explain to them how I feel or how I look at love, and I've never had a selfish bone in my butt. I've never done that. Please hit the like button, guys. Please hit the like button. When a woman really loves somebody, it can be selfless, fierce, steadfast. She doesn't ask, where am I getting what am I getting for this? She don't ask, what am I getting for this? She just pours herself into it. And it is what it is. When we love hard, not always wisely, not always smartly, but I I will put our love as women up against any kind of emotion on this planet ever. Okay. And we are socialized to think of love as being transactional, right? But most women want to love a man freely and without condition. And the same with men, okay? The whole point is, do we feel like this unconditional love is pure and non-transactional? Is it hard to sustain? Can you keep a love that is deeply felt sustained in this dating world? Yeah, I mean, it's hard to keep that up, but you gotta choose. And I made a video about choosing. You have to choose to be in love. You have to choose to be in a relationship. You have to choose to be in a marriage. I mean, and clearly modern culture or modern day relationships, they prioritize somebody doing something, acting something, performing over being there. I mean, we live in a world crazy or obsessed with what do you bring to the table. Social media dating, even casual conversations are reduced to what do you bring? Your money, your income, your dreams, your lifestyle. And that does sort of bring on the fact that it's being transactional or it's becoming transactional. Everybody is pitching. Everybody is pitching their good points, their data points, instead of just loving somebody or being with somebody. And when you find emotional safety, which is very rare because people always trying to one up another person, giving love to somebody freely. And this is what I was trying to explain to everybody last night. People, I told them, you cannot love no one sufficiently if you don't love yourself. You can't. And the only way you can love somebody is if you feel safe. Giving your love freely requires you being safe or feeling safe. But we have such a culture where people just stand people up. It's easy to cheat. People don't call, they don't text back. Everybody trying to protect themselves. Everybody trying to hide. Okay, when you want to feel vulnerable, it feels like, oh man, if I start feeling for her, I'm a weak or I'm a simp. So a lot of people withhold or they try to negotiate or test how you feel, how's it going to be, just to survive out here in the dating market. It's crazy out here, man. I don't want to jump out here. Y'all know, if y'all don't know how to act. People have trauma. They have past stuff they got to deal with. A lot of people been used, abandoned, manipulated, thrown away. They carry a lot of trauma and distrust, mistrust into new relationships. So instead of giving from the heart, they give conditionally. I'll love you or care about you if you prove that you're a safe person. If you prove, okay, you want some money, then I give you sex. It's not love. That's not love. That's defense. Okay. And a lot of us don't want to be fooled out here. I get that. No one wants to be out here and they giving a lot and the other person ain't giving nothing. I cared more. I stayed around more. I loved harder than you and I got nothing back. I get all that. I get all that. Some people hold back as a form of control. Men especially, boy. It becomes a cold game. You care more than me. I'm gonna get more out of her than she gonna give me. Who can care less? Who can love? Who can not love as much? I'm gonna get her box and not have to deal with her. What kind of life is that? What kind of loving is that? This planet, we have a finite time on this planet, y'all. Our time on this planet is limited. I ain't finna play no games about how I feel or want to feel. What's wrong with y'all? And all this independent stuff is about when a woman says something about, well, I don't need a man or I don't need nobody. There's pressure out here to be independent. Men feel like I can't be vulnerable out here. She gonna take advantage of me. That means a lot. That means both of y'all, men and women, are out here just scared of their own shadow, scared to love, scared to give, scared to receive, scared to take a chance. Y'all be alone. You know what? Years ago, man, if I wouldn't have had faith in Philo, if I would not have had faith in him, I would have just been sitting on the sidelines dealing with nothing, right? If I would have said, well, damn, he ain't never gonna love me because I got 2 kids, I never would have found what I found, right? So I took a chance on this person. He had 1 child too, of course, but if we would never have taken a chance and said, we finna fall right into it. We finna fall right into it. Okay. We're gonna fall right into it. You can't be afraid to get into the game because you scared you might get vulnerable. Okay. And the problem is a lot of people feel like it's a money grab or a money exchange. Even really date high value, low value man. Oh, he ain't gonna love you because of this. You gotta level up, don't settle. It's like love is a negotiating tool, and people are brands instead of loving human beings. I don't get it. I mean, I get it. Non-transactional love is does exist, but it requires people to have an emotional maturity, trauma facing and acceptance, patience on both sides. Is It's a very rare thing because it has to be two parties have to be vulnerable. They have to be vulnerable in this relation. You have to be willing. It doesn't demand anything, it offers everything. And people confuse that power with, well, the person who cares the least, the person who cares the least has the most power. That's so fucked up for somebody to even say. That is so fucked up. I heard that the other day. I was like, what the hell going on with y'all? Y'all talk yourself out of shit. How you talk yourself out of falling in love, I don't even know. How do you do that? I wish I could fall in love. I wish I could just fall in love. No, it's not that I wish I could fall in love. I know I could fall in love with another person. I know that because I have gifts to give. Every person has gifts to give. The problem is the man on the other side doesn't understand the gifts that he's bringing. He wants conditions from me, and that's not how I operate. I don't operate like that. And that's the problem. People say, well, HQ, why you ain't getting a, because no man is going to understand the philosophy that I have. I freely give everything. If he's not willing to freely give himself, he has conditions, we're going to have a problem. I'm not saying don't have standards. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is you have to open that heart up and see the gifts that I bring, and then accept me how I walk through the door, just the way I will accept you the way you walk through the door. I understand. To me, relationships are transactional. They are. You bring something, I bring something. It is what it is. When we bring things to the table, a man brings protection, money, leadership, and companionship. A woman brings sexual access, companionship, respect, and children in wedlock, in a relationship. Each one of us brings something. The problem is men think money is the be all and end all of it all. They think, oh, okay, if I have money, then I should have access. That's not how it works. Okay. You also have to be a good human being. And good human being means not running around saying the first minute I have a chance, I'm going to betray the woman. And let me tell you a little bit about the love last night I was talking about, okay? The love I was talking about. I said you cannot love anybody else unless you love yourself first. You all hit the like button, please. It is what it is. You have to love yourself first. People say, why do you have to love yourself first? I don't have anything to give. I don't have anything to give if I don't love myself. Why am I always worried about what I need to do, when I need to do it, how I need to do it? How can I focus on a relationship if I have all of these anxieties about myself? Okay. People say, that's selfish. That's selfish when you love yourself first. No, that's the number one rule. That's the number one rule. You have to love yourself. You don't even know what love is unless you love yourself. Okay? You don't even know what it is unless you love yourself. Just think about it. I think I'm ugly. I think I'm ugly. Just think about that statement. And then you're going to turn around and get into a relationship with somebody. Yet you think you're ugly. Here's the thing. How can somebody love you if you think you're ugly? If you think you're not good enough, how is somebody else supposed to love you if you think you're not good enough? How do you give 100% to a relationship if you're not loving yourself first? Okay. I don't think you can. Maybe other people got other ideas. I don't know. Okay. It's essential. I think it's absolutely paramount that you love yourself. It's the foundation in which you make decisions about who you love and why, and why you're doing it. Okay. Of course, it has to be. It has to be. Self-worth shapes everybody's standards. It just is what it is. When you love yourself, you're less likely to tolerate disrespect, neglect, toxic behavior from other people. You set those boundaries. You know what those boundaries are, and you expect to be treated with the same care you give other people. This is how you love yourself. People say, "Oh, it's narcissistic or it's self." No, it's not. No, it's not. You don't know anything about loving anything unless you love yourself first. You're confident about yourself. That grows when you accept yourself. You accept everything about yourself. Loving yourself means accepting your flaws, your foibles, your strengths, your weaknesses, and you build upon those things. It helps you to jump out there and say, I'm confident enough that this person is going to love me for who I am. You learn to pursue yourself, your goals, your values. You know how to compartmentalize failures, compartmentalize traumas, things that happen to you. You learn how to do all of those things if you love yourself. Oh, that's not something I did. That's something he did. That's not something she did. That's something I did. Oh, okay. Well, then I take accountability. That's accountability. Loving yourself. Accountability comes out of that. That's a part of that piece. You train people how to treat you when you love yourself. The way you treat other people teaches other people what's acceptable to you. If you're a kind, loving, forgiving person and you have respect towards yourself, it sets the tone about how people interact with you. That's how I do it. I'm a kind, loving, forgiving person, respectful person, decent person, always. And I hold myself accountable. I don't hold other people accountable. You hold yourself accountable. You do what you got to do. You know your boundaries. No, nobody's going to walk in the door and then call me a name and I'm going to accept that. I'm walking right out the door back in front of you. No, I don't do that. You don't get to run in the house and then tell me what I'm going to do. Every time my feet hit the floor, I'm a grown, emotional adult, and I act accordingly. You should be emotionally resilient. When your sense of love and worth comes from within you, you're less likely to deal with people. You're better able to handle when somebody criticizes or rejects you. This love is like an anchor inside of you. It keeps you steady and steadfast. Okay, this is loving you. When people say, "Oh, you're selfish because you put yourself," I have to put myself first because I can love people genuinely more if I love myself. I can't pour from an empty cup. I cannot give you something I don't have. When you value and love yourself, you love your love for other people comes as a whole unit rather than neediness or insecurity or I need a bad daddy daddy figure, or I need a mama figure, or I need you to love me, or I become obsessed with you. These are things that don't bore out when you love yourself. These things don't happen when you love yourself because you understand yourself. You know yourself. You know your capacity. So I'm saying that's why I say you cannot love another person until you love yourself. And I try to love myself every day, every little inch of part of me and the world uh that I inhabit. You all hit the like button. Hit the like button. Thank you. So this is I'm going on a rant because I can go on a rant on some of this stuff. So I just want people to fill their cup with themselves, with what they want to do, life exact. Women specifically, fill yourself, fill your cup. Because if your cup is not full, you can't fill nobody else's cup. You can't do everything on this planet for family. No, you can't do everything on this planet for just a husband and children. You have to be able to fill your cup. You have to energize yourself. Energizing yourself means loving yourself too. Okay? That means caring about you, caring about your family, of course. It's not selfishness. It's just knowing that you have to fill the void that you may have in yourself first. And then you can make that flow all throughout your children, make it flow all throughout your marriage. When I'm happy and see people, I notice on other channels, people will be saying, that old saying, happy wife, happy life. I don't know why she's saying that, but that's true. It's true. The same thing, if there was a saying about men, I would say the same thing about men. You have a happy life if you have a happy wife. And there's a saying about men, but I'm not sure what it is, but I would say that about men too. But this goes for men and women. You have to be happy in order for that marriage to be happy. You have to be happy in order for that marriage to function, to grow. Okay? Because if you don't, it's going to wither away. It's going to wither away. I guarantee you. You're not going to feel good about yourself or your marriage. So I'm saying this is a lesson we have to get. Yes, relationships are transactional. That's fine. We all want something. We all expect something. If I give you protection, money, leadership, companionship as a man, I expect to have access to the sex, the companionship, the respect, and the children or whatever. I expect whatever things you deem important in a relationship are the things that are transactional. Think about that. What do I find important when I look at a man? What do I want from a man that I find important that he has to bring to the table? And you need to make a list. You need to have a list of what you find important. I find a man, when I look for a man, he needs to bring me protection. He needs to bring money. He needs to bring leadership. He needs to bring companionship. And I'm not saying bring money in the terms of he got to bring $1 million, but he has to be taking care of himself. He has to be able to have a little money to do what he got to do and a little extra so we can do things together. However that needs, but that's a function, but that's a reality of my life as an older and adult. It might be different for somebody younger, which is why I said you need to figure out what transactional things are that you want a man to bring to the table. And if he brings those things, you need to work with those things. Yeah, Repink, what happened? What happened, hon? You seem upset. What's going on? Yeah, I looked at your. Yeah, I was looking at your. What's going on? Are you okay? Mm, I hope you are okay. Please don't give up. Please don't give up. Not every person is worthy of Not every person is worthy of your love and attention. Sometimes you just got to look at it like that. I know it hurts right off the bat, but you have to. Some people are not worthy of you loving them. Okay, they have to, people. Yes, Mrs. Prissy. I say that to people all the time. You let a man be a man. I'm not helping you stand on no feet. I'm not getting you a job. I'm not trying to help you get to work. I'm not trying to do all those things. These are things you as a man have to figure out. Okay? Because then the respect factor. I don't want to lose respect for you, and you don't want to lose respect for yourself. So therefore, I'm gonna let you stand on your own 2 feet and do you as a man. I promise you. I promise you. Every man I've been involved with, since my husband. No, I'm not. This is not what I do. I stand in my corner and be a woman. You stand in your corner and you stand on your square and you be a man. Okay, I'm not here to prop you. I'm here to be a complete and whole individual with you. I'm complete and whole without you right here, and we're going to get together, and I need you to be complete and whole right there. As the man, as the leader, as the protector, the provider, the companion that I need you to be equal or with me. Okay, y'all hit the like button coming in, please. Hit the like button. So my whole thing, repink is, please hold on, girl, hold on. Life can be crappy today, but it can be beautiful tomorrow. You never know. You never know. So I'm saying, don't ever give up on those things. Find your beauty. Find what you find. Find what you want to do, and fall into you. If you can't find it, see, a lot of us look for happiness within another person, and we can't. That's a part of self love. Mm-hmm. That's a part of self-love. And and I get it. I get it. A lot of people were born in single family home. I'm behind the screen, because I'm getting my hair done, okay? That's why I'm behind the screen. Otherwise, I would be on the screen, but I'm getting my hair done. A lot of us, I get it. A lot of us are born out of single family homes. I get that. I don't know that dynamic. I was raised with mother, father, grandparents, all of that. We all, so I get that. And sometimes that comes into play where uh we don't know how relationships should fall out with a man, or how they're supposed to act, or whatever. Oof. I hate when people go through headache and heartache, and when two individuals act accordingly, it can be a beautiful thing, right? But when they don't act accordingly, it's like, oh no. I know we early. I get it, and it's almost done. I brought it to an end. You have to listen to the sermon, the wife code, from the beginning. It's about transactional relationships. You all hit the like button coming in. I will talk to you a little bit later after I get my hair done and completed. Maybe even during it. I don't know, because it take a couple hours. I don't know. Yeah, I might be back. I might be back again. It's getting taken get down, but I'm good right now. But please listen to the lessons. Please hit the like button, share, do all of those good things. This was a good lesson. It's about transactional relationships and love. I will see you guys later.